everybody! So today we are trying out a whole slew of new, at least to my collection, drugstore items. And if you want to see which of these are getting a first impressions treatment, just keep on watching. I'll see you at the end. Bye! Oh, first up we have the CoverGirl and Olay Simply Ageless Serum Primer, which I saw one of my fave YouTubers use, especially in conjunction with this other foundation that I'm going to try, which is Reach Loves, because I love her. So this is just another kind of, I'm not sure if it's an everyday kind of primer, but I really like that CoverGirl and Olay collabed on it because those are two brands that I like. So it is probably going to be something that I like. It's been so hot in Boston lately that I definitely feel like I need to do every step of a full makeup base to avoid sliding and grossness, but normally I don't wear serum or primer, which is probably not what you're supposed to do as a makeup YouTuber, but it's just the truth. So we're just gonna try going in with this. Ooh, okay, that was quite a lot. So that is 3 pumps. Or like 2.5 because the first pump is, it's not the deepest, even though the first love is the first cut. Oh, okay, that feels like a moisturizer. And we'll see if this dries down, but it definitely made me paler, which is hard to do. Well, maybe just because I did just work out, and that usually means that I have lobster face, as in red as a lobster, not buttered and eaten. I don't know where this is going. All right, so it definitely feels really nice. It's a primer, so I don't know why I'm acting like it's gonna look ridiculously different, but here we are. We'll see how it prolongs my makeup wear. I also bought 2 colors of the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25-hour. Why would anyone need 25 hours of makeup? That's an aggressive amount. So I got the 2 shades in Ivory and Classic Ivory. These were actually half off at my local Walgreens, so I felt like I was just buying one, which was fine. They were really inexpensive, which was super nice because the serum was not inexpensive. So yeah, each of those were under $5 and the serum was $17. So like, I'm better last forever, even though it's only 1 fluid ounce, so I should not have done 3 pumps. From here on out, it's gonna be 1 pump a day, and that's all you're gonna use. So I also picked up this L'Oreal sponge. It's the Blend Artist Infallible Sponge, and I've been seeing so many beauty influencers use this that it just seemed like I had to grab it. I want to know what all of the hype is about. So it's in, that wasn't actually as hard as I thought it was going to be. I want to see what the sides look like. It's just a little drawing of the sponge itself, a face, probably telling you how to use the thing, and some claims on the side. Okay, this is really soft. Like even when it's dry, it's super, super soft. Awesome. I'm gonna go wet this and then we're going to apply some foundation. Be right back. So this is definitely bigger and very, very bouncy. So that's super, super exciting. I really don't think these are super different. So I'm just gonna go in with Classic Ivory, which is 101. I don't like that it's a pour out foundation. I tend to avoid those. It smells kind of like kids shampoo that comes in like a fish bottle. It's supposed to not make you cry when you wear it. So this is probably not the best shade match, but I'm also paler because of the serum, I think. So that's what we're gonna go with. who knows, as it's getting warmer and warmer and summer is happening, maybe it'll become more of a shade match. And even just blending it in on my hand, like, disappears. Oh, and it's blending super well. I actually haven't used a sponge to apply foundation in a really long time, but this just, I don't know, feels good. This is the Lasting Finish 25-hour with Comfort Serum. It's skin perfecting. It's supposed to be full coverage, which I don't know if I agree with. I still have freckles poking through, and which I'm totally fine with, don't get me wrong. But if you're gonna be full coverage, be full coverage. And acne that has not been covered. And I'm actually not someone who wears a lot of under eye concealer. Once I get the Shape Tape, maybe that will change, but right now I don't. And I mean, I don't really have dark circles right now, so that's not super much of a problem, but the acne under my eyes and the under my eyes, on my cheeks, and my freckles, which go up into my eye socket, are poking through. So while I've been blabbing, I think the rest of it has dried. And let's go in with round 2. Especially focusing around trouble areas. And the dewiness isn't so much of a problem because we are going to go in with some new powder that I picked up. I'm very excited. Okay, definitely buildable. Into the skin you go. What do y'all think? This is definitely going to be something that I have to see how it wears, because initial application is not my absolute favorite thing right now. I think I am going to have to go in with some concealer or a powder that has some pigment in it to cover that and some of the acne on my forehead. We'll see how everything else layers on top of it before giving a final thoughts, because it could be really good. Everyone else seems to think it's really good, so reserving judgment for now. Something I'm super excited about because Tati from the Glam Life Guru has talked about this before, and I had never seen it before in a drugstore, so I was like, I don't really know what to do about that, because I want it, but like not enough to go and buy it online. It's a thing I do a lot. And it's just the original formula Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. With a nice little, I love their packaging, it's so cute. And a big puff, huge puff. It doesn't have any like way to hold on to it though, so I'm probably not going to be using that. And then while I still have the thing on it, I'm just going to show you. That's what their inside packaging looks like. So you can see they have a good amount of sifting holes to go through, which is good. I'm just going to tap a little bit of this out into the cap. I normally just store these upside down so that way when I just take the cap off, it already has product inside. I don't think I'll be able to do that with this one because I'll try it, but it doesn't have a twisty cap. It's just a cap that rests on top. So this is kind of drugstore-y, but I'm using the powder brush from the Illuminate Ashley Tisdale and BH Cosmetics. It's a massive powder brush. It's just like boom. This is just to mattify the foundation right now. I'll probably go in and try and bake a little bit after I've done my contouring and whatever. But yeah, wow, that made a huge difference. Oh my gosh. Because this foundation is now matte AF. Like, I don't say that much in person because it sounds weird. Looks good on the internet, but woo, I just laughed and a bunch of powder went flying in the air. But yeah, there's no other way to describe that unless I actually said the words that AF stands for, which we're not gonna do. Okay, I'm obsessed with the way this powder looks. That's good. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, so now it's not sticky when I touch my face. Even makes the acne spots I was talking about, and even my freckles look much less noticeable. This is great. For now, done with that, and all the thumbs up. So many, like, high five. Good job. The only other thing I got from the store that is new is gonna be the Milani Luminoso blush, which is everyone's cult favorite kind of thing. But I'm kind of sad that it has the like Physicians Formula kind of packaging. When I bought it, I was like, oh my god, that's so much blush. It's just gonna go all the way to the bottom, and it doesn't. It really doesn't. And before we get into this, I'm going to grab a bronzer and do a little contouring. I'm gonna stick with some drugstore products for the rest of my face, drugstore and affordable. So this is, as you can see, something I use on a regular basis, which is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. So I was just saying with the Milani one, it has very bulky packaging because they keep it. This one comes with like a sponge. So weird. I don't know why they do. Sorry, I have opinions on this. Morphe 523 brush, which was like a long-standing favorite, and I haven't used it in a while. So we're just gonna do a little contour. So good for the pale skins. Why did that make it sound like I have more than one skin? I mean, technically you do, but actually more intense on camera than I meant it to be. Hopefully it'll look different when I'm editing it. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm like very lightly touching the tops of the tapered bristles on this brush, which are a great part of this brush made by Morphe. You know, contour can get out of hand real fast, and it's all downhill from there. So my face still feels kind of sticky from that foundation, and probably from the serum as well. Pairing the two, the serum that comes in the primer and the serum that's packed into the foundation might be a little bit much, but I know, I mean, all we can do is just wait for it to fully settle into what it's gonna look like. And it's not affecting application, which is nice. So, you know, warming up the cheeks and Alright, and because I'm lazy and don't like switching brushes, because then you have to wash twice as many, I just squeeze my brush and run it down the side of my nose. Another swirl, squeeze, and contour the nose. Moving on to the first impression of the blush. I'm really excited for this because I have seen and heard so much about Luminoso. This is kind of metallic-y. Oh wow, that was powdery. I tried to swirl and I should not have done that. okay. I do see why this is a favorite. I only have like one other corally blush in my collection, and this is super beautiful. The other one is a cream based one, so I might try to layer those together some other day, not now because we've already put on powder and all that good stuff, and that would just be asking for trouble. But yeah, I would definitely say the tapping off of excess for this product is necessary. Milani products are very pigmented, and that could another thing that could go poorly very quickly, which is blush. So that really warms up the complexion in a beautiful way. And now that I've got the top layer off, you can really see the like bakedness of it, and it looks kind of like a planet. So yeah, that's gonna be in heavy rotation. It is a beautiful flush of color. Okay, do I have any Drugstore highlighters? This is the original Curly Ball palette. Mix the two middle shades, I think. Using Vanity Planet fan brush and or Morphe 501 if I need a little bit more oomph from the highlight. All of the highlights in here are kind of warm toned, which is probably good with the cheek look we got going on right now. And I mean, a little less oomph would probably also work really well with this, just because the cheeks are already a little glowy. So I'm giving in and just popping on a little bit of the Mary Luminizer in strategic places on my face to up just the highlight factor a teeny tiny bit. We're grabbing the Morphe brush, like I said, and we're just gonna swirl a little Mary Luminizer onto the edge of my cheekbones, the very highest point. And then a little bit middle of the nose, because I think that gives the best slimming effect. Okay, and now we're looking for one of my old brow products, because though I have not been using it lately, it has been quite good. Alright, I found my favorite drugstore brows. I have stopped using these because they're almost out, so I was looking for something that I could use to replace them, but I found them, and hopefully there's enough left in them to give me brows that look alike. So I have the Milani, it's 2-in-1. As you can see, I've had it for a really long time because all of the packaging has lost its wording. On one side it has a thin tip felt liner, and on the other it is a felt tip, more chiseled brow product, which is more of a tint, so we're gonna be pretty natural today, which I'm good with. So a wee bit more defined there. Okay, so yeah, that looks more done up on camera than it does in person, so we're just gonna call it a win and move on. But I did have the Honest Beauty, like I said, in Rich Brunette on standby, but it's a good thing I didn't need it because the tip has since fallen out into the cap. That's all that's left of it, and the spoolie has disappeared. I'm just gonna, I lied, use a teeny bit of this to better define the outline of my brows, because that is the only place that mine are sparse. I have a lot of hair on there. Ta-da! And for eye makeup, literally all I want to do is the same eyeshadow look I've been doing forever. But I think I like just did a video where I was showing how to do this, but whatever, we're gonna do it anyways, and I'll just space them out because I have the power with editing and choosing when to upload things. So this is the ColourPop Heavy Hitter palette, which is amazing and is pretty much all I've been wearing lately. I'm totally cool with that. And we're just gonna use my two Wet n Wild little black shader brushes because they're beautiful and wonderful and were 99 cents. My stomach just gurgled so loud. I don't know if you can hear that on camera. So that is just the matte shade there, cream colored. And we're gonna keep it pretty simple. Grabbing the brand new one. Ta-da! These are so soft, really. Oh, oh. And they might actually be a smidge different. They are a smidge different. Okay, so I didn't see this in store, but this is a large eyeshadow brush and this one is more tapered. So, and this is thinner, so a little bit thicker. Brush, I'm just gonna grab this one, which has a little bit of shimmer, as I've said before, but is still the perfect crease shadow. Little transition going on here. Yeah, and I'm also, most people wouldn't use a flat brush like this in the crease, but as I have said in the past, I have gigantic eyeballs and, you know, it's totally fine to use tools that work for your face, your body, your whatever's shape, and now just keep accentuating everything the way you want to. It's fine. So I think I'm just gonna build that up and keep building that up, and then maybe leave it at that. Or maybe pull in an actual drugstore product for the lid. Seems like a good idea. Or the lower lash line. That feels like where I want to leave it. And then I'm going to grab this, which it's not first impressions, but it is Drugstore. So it's the Jordana Cat Eye in 08 Future. And we're going to put it on the lower lash line. Right, so glowy. Simple but effective. And I'm gonna pop a little bit of it on the center of each of the lids in the middle. And just tap that out with my finger. Although you could also just leave it like they have been doing with festival type makeup lately. On the second eye, I did a little bit too much, so now it's just pulling up the cream. Okay, I'm I'm probably gonna have to redo that entire thing. No, it's just a bare eyelid. Damn it, Jordan. Normally it's such a good... Yikes. Okay, I'm gonna turn you off while I try to fix that. I don't know why that worked so much better on one eye than on the other, but that's about as good as it's gonna get right now. And I don't want to aggravate the situation by putting liner on top of it, so we're just gonna go in with, sticking with the gold theme, the Colossal Big Shot from Maybelline. My camera's dying, so I was rushing, so I didn't take the bit off of the top of the brush, and it is biting me in the bum. I just gotta wait for that to dry before I scratch it off, because otherwise it is going to ruin everything. To complement that, we're going with the lightest shade from the Carly Bybel palette. And finally, for lips, we're just gonna go in with one of my newest acquisitions for the makeup world, which is one of these minis that ColourPop puts out. And we're giving away little mini ultra satin lips for orders $40 and above. So that's what I'm going with now. This is in the shade Frickin' Frack. I wobbled that lip line a little, but it's okay. It's a beautiful color. Wow. Final look. I feel like I should call this Princess Peach because it is entirely peach shades and a little gold thrown in for her crown. I hope you guys enjoy this look. If you do, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up down below and or commenting and or hitting subscribe. This was a lot of fun to try out some new and not so new drugstore bits and bobs. So yeah, I guess that is all I have for you today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.